Hi, precious heart. Thank you for joining us for our weekly vlog. This week, we're going to explore the progress we are making in improving the quality of our individual and collective lives. There are very dedicated people who have been invoking the light of God for decades, and yet outer world appearances do not reflect their heartfelt efforts. In fact, in many instances, things seem to be getting even worse, which I know is incredibly disheartening. As a word of encouragement, I want you to know that the beings of light assure us that things are not getting worse. On the contrary, they say that we are succeeding beyond the greatest expectations of heaven. The reason things seem to not be progressing is because of our limited perception and the fact that we are not seeing the bigger picture. Hopefully, today's vlog will help to solve that problem. One of the most important things for us to remember is that we are multidimensional beings functioning in several realms of consciousness simultaneously. Our invocations and our prayers and meditations are first formed in the realms of cause, where everything begins. Then they are magnetized through various dimensions of consciousness into the physical plane of Earth, which is known as the world of effects. Even though we think of the physical plane as being very real, it is actually the least real of all of the realms of consciousness we abide in. And it is the very last dimension to reflect the changes that we are invoking. When we invoke the light of God without seeing the results in the outer world that we would like to see, it gives us the impression that our invocations and meditations are not working and that our prayers are not being answered. But that is never the case. The light of God responds to our invocations and meditations each and every time we participate in these activities, and our prayers are always heard and they are always answered. And remember, if before we begin our invocations, meditations, and prayers, we affirm, "I am my I am presence, and I am one with the I am presence of all humanity," our efforts will expand exponentially, and we will invoke the light of God into the lives of 7.5 billion people evolving on this planet. The moment we invoke the light of God in any way, a matrix for the thought form we want to co-create begins forming in the realms of cause. Each time we repeat our invocations, our prayers, and our meditations, our matrix grows and becomes more powerful. Once something is formed in the realms of cause, nothing can prevent it from eventually manifesting in the world of effects, which is the physical plane of Earth. The only variable is how long that will take, and that is up to you and me and the rest of awakening humanity. The Earth is subject to the laws of physics, and there is a factor that we learn about in quantum mechanics that determines when the changes we are invoking and praying for will manifest in the physical world of form. That factor is called the critical mass. Everything is comprised of atomic and subatomic particles and waves of intelligent energy that are vibrating at various frequencies. The negative things manifesting in our lives are a result of the heavy and discordant energy that we misqualified in the past through our thoughts, feelings, words, and actions that were not based in love. The positive things manifesting in our lives are the result of the positive, harmonious thoughts, feelings, words, and actions we expressed in the past that were based in love. In order to change the negative things that are happening in our lives into positive things, we need to raise the vibration of energy that is manifesting in negative ways and transmute it back into frequencies of light. This unstoppable shift occurs when the negative energy reaches a critical mass of the higher frequency of light. The fastest and most powerful frequency of light available for transmuting negativity back into light is the violet flame of God's infinite perfection. This particular gift from our Father, Mother, God is designed to help each of us reach a critical mass of positive energy faster than any other frequency of light. So why are we not seeing more tangible results in the physical plane? It is because we often give up before we invoke enough light to reach the critical mass of whatever it is we are striving to co-create. A very common scenario is that when we awaken and become aware of how powerful our creative faculties of thought and feeling are, our I Am presence inspires us to change our behavior. We are prompted to control our thoughts and feelings, and we are motivated to invoke the violet flame so we can transmute the negative things manifesting in our life. We decide to think positively and to control our emotions, and we focus our attention on what we want to manifest in our life. Sometimes, after what seems like a valiant effort, we continue to experience some of the same old patterns and problems. That is when we often become discouraged and lose trust in our ability to change our life. When this happens, we usually give up and stop trying to improve our situation. We no longer invoke the violet flame, and we stop doing our affirmations. This causes us to regress back into our old negative behavior patterns. We start dwelling on our fears, problems, and challenges instead of using our thoughts and feelings to empower our goals, our hopes, and our dreams. As a result of that relapse, things in our life get worse, and our situation appears to be even more hopeless. This phenomenon occurs because we stopped invoking the light before we reached a critical mass of whatever it is that we were trying to co-create. So what do we have to do to reach that unstoppable shift of critical mass? We have to keep on keeping on, even when it seems as though we are not making progress, because that is never the case. There are many variables that determine when something reaches critical mass. But to make things easy, the beings of light said for us to think of critical mass as 51% of the energy, vibration, and consciousness of whatever it is that we want to co-create. When an electron is increasing in vibration, and 51% of its vibration reaches the higher frequency, an unstoppable shift occurs, and the remaining 49% of the electron is instantly absorbed into the new vibration, and the entire electron ascends into the higher frequency. So for example, if we are striving to co-create prosperity, 51% of our energy, vibration, and consciousness from all time frames and dimensions, both known and unknown, must be vibrating with the frequency of prosperity consciousness instead of poverty consciousness. When we reach that critical mass of 51% prosperity consciousness, an unstoppable shift occurs, and nothing can prevent prosperity from manifesting in our own life. This is true for every single thing we are striving to co-create in our life. If something that we have been working toward has not manifested in our life yet, it just means that we have not reached critical mass, and we must keep on keeping on with our efforts. If we don't, what we are trying to co-create will never manifest. I know it is very daunting when we realize that we have to reach a critical mass of our energy from all time frames and dimensions, both known and unknown. But miracles have taken place over the past several years, and reaching a critical mass for our positive goals is far easier than it has ever been before. For one thing, our manipulative human ego is no longer able to block our efforts, and our I Am presence is once again taking command of our life. Another critical factor is that the light of God is exponentially expanding on earth every single day. Light is infinitely more powerful than the fragmented and distorted patterns of our human miscreations. The beings of light have revealed that one person invoking the light through their I Am presence and the I Am presence of all humanity can transmute centuries worth of misqualified energy in a very short period of time. In addition to those miracles, because of the need of the hour, our Father, Mother, God have granted the company of heaven a sacred cosmic dispensation that allows the legions of light to amplify our efforts 1,000 times, 1,000-fold, every single time we add to the light of the world. We are being told from on high that this is a gift of divine grace, unprecedented in any system of worlds. Even though it is impossible for us to know when we will reach that magical moment of critical mass, it could be with the very next breath we take. So the company of heaven is encouraging us to invoke the light of God with the enthusiasm that our goals could be reached with the very next breath, but with the heart commitment that in this eternal moment of now, we are going to keep on keeping on, no matter how long it takes. So this week, precious heart, keep on keeping on, knowing full well that the light of God is always victorious, and you are that light.